What's up, nerds? We are your hosts. I am Jake.
And I'm Chad.
This week we are sponsored by Crybaby Craig's Hot Sauce.
We are also sponsored by Ray's Energy Drinks.
This week we're going to talk about Doctor Strange 2 in the Multiverse of Madness, and we're also going to talk about the trailer for Jurassic World Dominion.
The trailer for Doctor Strange as well.
Yes. Sorry. Yeah, we
We're
haven't
not
seen it
we're
yet.
not elite enough to go to the premieres
Yeah.
yet.
But we're going to talk about the trailer for Doctor Strange 2 and the trailer for Jurassic World. Yeah.
Dominion.
Dominion.
And then we'll also be talking about episode 5 of Moon Knight. So let's not waste any time and get right into it. This is the All Things Nerd Podcast. Nerd.
Welcome back to the All Things Nerd Podcast, your weekly dive into all things nerd. Chadley, we have
Yes.
some sad news to talk about.
Yeah, we lost a good one this week. For those of you that don't know, this past week Neil Adams passed away. For those of you that don't know who Neil Adams is, he was a comic book artist, advocate, writer. Some big things that he did was he helped revitalize Batman. Introduced us to characters like Ra's al Ghul, Man-Bat. He also was the one that created Jon Stewart as the Green Lantern, giving us one of our early black superheroes.
Yeah.
And that's just comic book stuff. On top of that, he was a huge advocate for creators' rights in the world of comics and just independent artists. Really going to be missed in the world of nerd. So
Yeah. So, I mean, we already took our shot, but rest in peace, fellow nerd.
outside of the sad news, let's talk about something fun that we just, from the moment that we were about to start recording tonight till when we actually press record, what did we come across?
Your face. Sorry, Mom.
Ooh, so early. They might actually hear that one. Sorry, Mom.
Sorry, Tracy. It happened though.
Did not.
Oh, live.
I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
We literally just saw this trailer and I sent it to Chad. We watched. It looks so good and so funny. And we grew up on this show as kids. Live action. Well, not really live action because they're still animated, but Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers movie, starring Andy Samberg and John Mulaney. This looks
my
so
God.
effing funny.
And it's all nostalgia. It's very much in the same like atmosphere of like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, where it's live action animated. They tried to do it with the Tom and Jerry movie, which was just a dumpster fire.
I didn't even watch it.
I tried, and I gave up very quickly. But this looks hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, we have characters like Flounder in the trailer from Little Mermaid, Seth Rogen as Pumbaa from the again, not action. I'm finger quoting here.
Live CGI action, live action.
Lion King.
But in the trailer, it shows Pumbaa, voiced by Seth Rogen, tackling someone dressed as a Viking, who is played by Seth Rogen.
Yeah,
it looks hilarious.
Yeah, I'm excited about this movie.
Plus, John Mulaney and Andy Samberg, like Gold. SNL legends that are just hilarious.
Yeah. Again, this wasn't even something that we wrote our episode like an hour ago, and then while Chad was making another drink, I was just on Instagram, and I was like, "Holy shit!" And I sent it to Chad, and I was like, "Dude, watch this trailer. This looks so good." Yeah.
Oh,
So
it's gonna be great.
that was not scripted. Sorry, guys.
Outside of those things, Jake, how was your week?
My week has been, just work is, work, and then, but I did go and do something uh last night, which was kind of cool. I am, and everybody who does this
Gay
already is
sex
probably
party.
like, everybody that's listening is probably like, you're dumb. Like that's been around forever. It's not a new thing. Like you. What I
Oh,
told you about
it
was like,
has been, but it is. I didn't know that a place like this existed in Minnesota.
it's called Sushi Train. It's in Minneapolis. If you live in Minnesota, go there. Uh, I personally am not a big sushi fan. I don't eat animals. But my
Being vegan makes
cousin,
it hard to
yeah,
enjoy
my
a lot of sushi.
yeah, my cousin and her husband went there, and so we met them. My girlfriend and I met them out there. They had a bunch of vegan and veggie options on the menu. I'm talking like avocado, cucumber, like sushi rolls, like mushrooms. It was amazing. And the cool thing about this place is it's like there's conveyor belts that like go around the whole restaurant, and you literally just grab whatever you want off the conveyor belt, and that's how you feed yourself. I thought it was cool as fuck. I don't know. I've never been to anything like that in my life until last night. It was super cool.
Yeah, I've never experienced a place like that myself. I know that that's very common in Japan,
Mm-hmm.
which probably leads to proof that it's very authentic in
Yeah.
the quality and the preparation, which is
Yeah.
super awesome. I really want to go.
Yeah. We will go before I move. You should make the trip down here and we'll go.
Okay, so in the
Yeah.
next couple of weeks.
It has to be in like 2 weeks. How was your week?
uh, it was fine.
Cool.
I
Moving
mean,
on. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm
didn't do
kidding.
much. Something that I haven't done in years was I went bowling
Hmm.
and forgot how bad I was. It was
I'm really bad too.
yeah. I did break 100 in both games, barely. It's like 110 and 105. I somehow got worse in the second game. Not somehow, alcohol. Um,
Yeah.
and and then I have a really bad elbow from like sports, growing up and stuff like that. And then for like the next 2 days, my arm hurt. It was great. It was so much fun. That sounded sarcastic. It was a blast. It was a lot of fun. But I'm terrible at bowling and I'm super competitive, so I'm salty because
Oh yeah.
I managed to lose both games. One was by like 10.
Who'd you
This
play with?
It was for a date.
Oh,
Still not gonna say her name. It's the same girl that I've.
I know it. It's
No,
I'm just kidding.
I know. I know you wouldn't actually. Um, but and then the second game I lost by one in the final frame. I was so mad. Oh,
Oof.
and should I be like, oh, yeah, it was fun? And I was like, yeah, it was a lot of fun, but fuck, I hate losing.
um, yeah. In that same, my girlfriend like is on like a bowling leagues, and she just demolishes me when we go bowling together. It's the most. I have fun doing it, and she thinks I hate it because I complain because I'm like, God damn it. And she's like, I don't want to go bowling with you. You don't like bowling. I'm like, I like doing it. I'm just not good at it. And
And you're competitive.
you're significantly better. Yeah, just a little better than me. You're significantly better than me, and it feels hurtful. But yeah, so I
And I took that
understand
shit
that.
personally.
Yeah, so I understand the frustration of losing. But yeah, the worst part is when like what do you call it? Like the masculinity thing of like a guy like showing a girl how to do something, right? Like we're bowling, and she is like, stand like this, put your hand here,
Cut the
like
ball like this.
follow through. Because she's like, I notice when you're throwing, you're just letting go. She's like, follow through. Answer the phone. Answer the phone. And I'm like, okay, that was weird. And I did it, and I was like, fuck. I just did way better. She improved my game. Yeah. No, it's
on top of that. So you know how anyone who is around our age that grew up in the 90s knows of the weird animations that show up in between frames, like on the TVs.
On the bowling screen, he's talking about.
Yeah, on the bowling screen where it like
took me a second to realize
keeps your score. And for us, I mean, growing up, you would see like they'd be like weird shit. Like some of them would be like bowling pins, like literally like sniping other bowling pins and like weird shit. But it was always with, how many times am I going to say bowling pins? A lot. But it was always like the animation was a bowling pin doing something.
Mm-hmm.
This place, the animations was the borderline. They weren't the same. They're like the Costco version of the original actors from the TV show Chips doing weird stuff. It was so unsettling.
You didn't tell me this part.
It was like it was the Great Value brand, the Walmart store brand of just Mario Lopez making a Salisbury steak in the shape of an 8 because he only got 8 pins. Like
Mario Lopez.
Yeah, from Saved by the Bell?
Yeah. You said Chips.
I know, but I couldn't remember the original actors' names from Chips, but Mario Lopez.
Eric
Estrada. Thank you, yes. I know that they're different people, but same generation of
sitcoms. The same color. We get it. You're racist. It's cool.
Wow, you went there. Okay, no. Not happy
kidding.
About that.
No, I don't.
No, we're just going to go and talk about our first sponsor, okay? They're going to be so happy that this is the transition. Oh, fuck.
Anyways,
our first sponsor this week is our title sponsor, which you guys know all about, which is Ray's Energy Drinks.
Is it Race Energy Drinks?
No. Oh. Stop. Can't do that now. I'm sorry. You can't do that now.
I'm kidding. Love you, Rays. Go.
Fantastic energy drinks, though. Seriously. And if that's not your thing, no caffeine energy drinks, stuff like that, but you like to work out and just have clean energy, listen up. We'll tell you how to save 15%. We'll be right back with you to talk about these trailers that look good. What's up, nerds? I wanted to take a minute and talk to you about Ray's Energy, an incredible energy drink that provides max energy with zero crash. Ray's Energy takes a giant leap of faith with instilling a high-quality formula to bring a powerful, yet sustained, energetic experience to help you push your workouts and focus to the next level. Perfect for anyone at any time, and powered by their Refresh formula technology, Ray's Energy delivers a performance-enhancing energy drink that aids in multiple different categories that include targeted focus, better recovery time, improved clean energy levels, and a boost in stamina and hydration. But most importantly, every can of Ray's Energy has absolutely 0 calories, 0 sugar, and 0 carbohydrates to give you a smarter and healthier option. So don't settle for an energy drink that contains more sugar and carbohydrates than you can count. Instead, head over to repsports.com. That's REPPSPORTS.com and use the promo code NERDPODCAST at checkout for 15% off your order. Or if you don't know what you want, go ahead and click the link that's in the description to get a $50 sample pack for free. All you do is you cover the cost of shipping. Again, make sure you use promo code NERDPODCAST at checkout to let them know that we sent you. All right, everyone. So, for the first part of this episode, there's a couple of movie trailers that have dropped in the past week that we really want to talk about. The first one that we want to dive into is for Jurassic World Dominion, which is the third movie in the half
Okay.
reboot, half resurfacing of the Jurassic Park
Yeah.
world, if you will.
Yeah.
I'm excited about this one. The second one, uh, the second Jurassic World, I was like, meh. The Fallen Kingdom, I think it was called.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I wasn't as thrilled about that movie,
It was
even from
super
the trailer.
sad.
It was there was a lot of fucked up shit in that movie
Like,
too.
yeah. Like they leave all the dinosaurs on
Just
an erupting volcano,
just to
and they all die.
die.
They all die. Yeah. It's like what?
And then there's some like very questionable ethical practices that happen throughout the movie, which actually do kind of carry over to this.
Yeah.
But I mean, this looks good, partially
I
because
yeah.
we get the original cast.
Sam Neill and Laura Dern,
Yeah, Laura Dern and
and
of
of course
course
the goat,
the goat.
Jeff Goldblum.
I don't remember what I was talking about just because you said goat.
Sorry.
I was talking no, because I was talking. My family has like a group chat where it's my dad, my mom. She's technically my cousin, but she's more of a
Your mom?
sister to me. No,
Your mom?
no.
Oh, sorry.
My cousin, but she grew up in our house. I call her my sister.
Yeah.
We were all texting, and I don't remember what we were talking about, but I was like, "Oh, the goat," and she's your age. Like she's just a couple years older than me. And my mom, my dad were like, "What the fuck does that mean?" And I was like, "Jesus Christ, how do you not know what the like if you're the goat, what that means? Like all of you watch football, like
Greatest
of all
all
time.
time.
Like how
Yeah.
do you not know this?" But yeah, sorry.
No,
The
you're
goat,
good.
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum. Love Jeff Goldblum. The Fly. Have you seen The Fly?
No, I have
The,
not seen The Fly.
the movie is gold.
Bloom.
Anyways.
Sorry. Terrible joke.
With this, circling back with this trailer where
Oh, you wanted to say it and you caught yourself.
I stopped myself. I am consciously bullied by my girlfriend every day. You took a drink anyway.
Cheers to Nicole. Yeah.
Love you, babe.
I love her too. Probably more than me. It's fine.
We know Blue, the raptor, the velociraptor from this franchise, now has a baby blue. It's like a turquoise.
Yeah, somehow these all-female dinosaurs that are technically asexual and
they explained it.
Life finds a way.
Yeah. The first movie, it's frog DNA, so they asexually reproduce. Yeah.
They're asexual, but asexual frogs can swap genders to.
Yeah. But yeah, so Blue has a baby. Baby gets kidnapped. And Chris Pratt is vows to his dinosaur friend that he's gonna get turquoise back.
It's the same promise or same level of promise that you make to your dog when you leave for like the day. Like, I promise I'll be back.
But you don't know. You could get pulled over. You could get in a car accident.
Life finds a way. I'll probably make that joke at least one more time.
But, oh my god.
But he promises Blue that he's going to go rescue this It's basically a corgi of a velociraptor at this point in time. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
a small little cute thing.
yeah. Just
It's enjoyable though. Like this
yeah.
trailer is not that long, but
No,
it gives you a lot, and it's I have high hopes for this movie,
yeah, I think it. I
especially
mean,
after the last one.
and we yeah. So the in the beginning of the trailer they show. Oh God, Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard. I thought I forgot her name for a second. Jesus. And they're living with the little girl from the second movie, which we know from the second movie is the first human clone using the same science that they used to clone the dinosaurs. Um, Only, not fragment DNA, but or maybe, I don't know. I've never cloned anybody. But yeah,
Me neither.
so this little girl is a clone, and they're living with her on like a farm in the middle of nowhere with velociraptors, and yeah, I don't know. I think it looks good. It really
Yeah,
does. I'm sorry,
and
I got a
no, I
little
mean
off base there, but
that's kind of a big moment for this franchise too, because they're like upping their game. No longer are
yeah,
they like cloning and splicing DNA with dinosaurs.
yeah.
That technology has now created human clones.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of time before Vin Diesel shows up and wants to take a dinosaur to space.
To
In like
space.
a Pontiac GTO.
I can see it now. Vin Diesel walks into frame and says, "She's not a clone. She's family."
Oh fuck! It'll never not be funny. That's the
Never.
thing. It'll never
Yeah.
not be funny.
Oh my god.
Oh, sorry, but not really because like fucking funny, man.
Yeah. I This will be a continuous joke that just
Oh,
goes
it's
through this
never gonna go
podcast.
away. Um,
Yeah.
but I mean, with this trailer, we also do see that at some point in time, uh, right, does find the baby
Rapster.
raptor.
Raptar. Reptar. Reptar. Isn't it Raptar or Reptar
It's Reptar.
from Rugrats?
Yeah,
Yeah, Coolio, right? Or no, was it? It wasn't Coolio. It was wasn't Busta Rhymes. Was it Busta Rhymes? Who the fuck was it? Oh my
oh,
god, I
that I don't
forgot.
know.
I thought it was Raptar. Reptar.
It might be Raptar. Oh, it is Raptar. Anyways, we see that Chris Pratt. While you look this up, because I do want to know this, we see that Chris Pratt finds the baby raptor. I almost said Raptar again, and like straps it to his backpack, and we get to see Sam Neill interact with Chris Pratt and be like, "Why are you saving this baby raptor?" And Chris Pratt's like, "Oh, I promised Blue that I'd bring back her baby." And he's like, "You made a promise to a dinosaur?" And it's just,
It is Busta Rhymes. Holy
is it
shit.
really?
Yeah.
No. I mean, I'm okay with it. It
I
made it
love
sound like
Busta
it made
Rhymes.
it sound like I was not okay with that. Just that blows my mind
Yeah.
because
I remember
the
Coolio
Rugrats.
being on Nickelodeon like a lot. So
Yeah,
that's why I thought it was Coolio. But yeah, it's Busta Rhymes. That's awesome. Anyways, yeah.
and I mean,
Well,
there's
Reptar's a dinosaur. We're kind of talking about the same thing.
he's like the Godzilla of the Rugrats universe. Yeah, because they have their own universe. Maybe. What blows my mind is that Stu and Tommy's mom, I don't remember her name, they're like our age in the show.
Wait. Oh, yeah.
Like in the show The Rugrats, like Stu is like 32 years old
Yeah.
and he just looks worn and weathered, and it just makes me so happy that I don't have kids. Like, sorry for those of you with kids or that want them, but like, oh, it makes me happy. Because they made him look like he was 50.
Yeah.
Anyways, there's another trailer that we want to talk about, and that
Whoa,
is
whoa.
what
We're
did I
not there.
skip? I forgot to write something down. I'm so sorry. What else is there?
Well, I'll just breeze past it. Well, we got Star-Lord and
The
Grandmaster
Grandmaster, yeah.
back together. But the big thing that I wanted
Not
to
back
say
together.
was,
They've never interacted.
I know, yeah, my bad. No, the big thing I wanted to talk about was the callback to the
Oh,
first Jurassic Park in the trailer for Dominion. We get to see Jeff Goldblum doing what he did in the very first Jurassic Park, where he's distracting the T-Rex with a flame on a stick. Anyways, it's probably a marshmallow. And he was just trying to get it off.
well, yeah. Huh. Like coming. Ah.
Go to another trailer. You go. Go ahead. I'm done talking.
The final trailer for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness dropped as well. And even though by the time that this episode is out, the movie will come out the next day at midnight, well, 6 p.m., because somehow midnight premieres no longer happen at midnight. The final trailer came out, and holy crap, did I go from 6 to midnight.
Yeah. Like
which is ironic. Suns. Which is ironic because the first now midnight premieres at 6 p.m. and it's a midnight premiere, so like it makes sense. Like,
and Doctor Strange is part of the Midnight Suns.
Ooh, that too.
Lots of midnights happening here.
Big veiny triumphant bastard right there. But throughout this trailer, we get to see 4 different variations of Doctor Strange, which is pretty awesome. We get to see our Doctor Strange from the MCU. We get to see Defender Strange, which is realistically probably a little bit closer to the comic adaptations that those who read the comics know about. We get to see Evil Doctor Strange, which is from the What If series. Probably. We don't know for sure, but it makes sense.
Pretty sure.
And we get to see a zombie Doctor Strange, which is pretty dope.
Yeah, which is also a What If.
And Marvel is supposedly working on a zombies miniseries as well.
Yeah,
which will be cool.
There's a lot of Christine in this. Rachel McAdams, right?
Yeah,
Rachel McAdams. Yeah, Christine.
Yeah. Christine Palmer.
Palmer. Not gonna do it.
I would palm her.
I was gonna make a joke.
I can. But I would palm her.
A lot of. That's not the joke I was.
Oh, okay. Well, I would palm her. I stand by what I said.
Christine Palmer. A lot of her in the trailer.
We see 2 variations of her too.
Yeah. There's one where she's at a wedding. She's not marrying Steven. She's marrying somebody else, but it's not Steven.
Steven with a PH. Feven.
And like we know this for a fact that obviously in the trailers and the end of Spider-Man, Doctor Strange goes to Wanda for help. I have a theory that she is going to be like the main villain in this movie.
There will be other villains, but I think because you were telling me this theory before I saw this trailer, and I was like, no, man. And then I watched the trailer and I was like, yeah, probably.
Yeah, man. Yeah. She
Yeah, man.
there's like there's I mean there's they sh I, th- it looks like I mean she looks like Carrie if some of you are probably too young to know
Well,
what
they
that
did a
is,
remake
but
of it with
what's it?
Chloe
Grace
Grace Moretz.
something like that, yeah.
Yeah,
It was terrible. The remake was terrible. The original
I
phenomenal.
didn't watch the
Uh
remake, but yes, the first one is creepy and great.
yeah. But she I mean at some point in this trailer she's like covered in blood. She's floating stuff around. She looks creepy. Uh, and there's also a part in the trailer where they show her in like in as a mom, like in jeans and a t-shirt, like hugging her two kids from WandaVision. But then they show like a parallel of her in that same scene in her full Scarlet Witch like outfit, and she's hugging like thin air.
Yeah.
And I just think that there well there's also a part in the trailer where she says, you know, I manipulate the multiverse and I'm a villain, you do it and you're a hero. That doesn't seem fair. I think that she's going to be trying she's lost everything. Vision, her kids, you know, and her mind, you know, whatever.
Well, yeah, I mean, she lost vision, but so did Matt Murdock, and he's doing fine.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
but like I think that she is going to try to like use the multiverse to get her kids who didn't actually exist in real life. Uh
Yeah.
and I think Doctor Strange isn't like, nah, you can't do that.
And we
And
see in the trailer, she's kind of
yeah,
trapped like in a dome of the mirror dimension to
yeah.
kind of like hold her in place.
Hmm.
So that could be
Him trying to
part
like,
of that
yeah,
of trying to like contain her and be like I I think that for those of you that read the comics, I think that her character arc throughout this movie is going to be like in a sped up and altered version of the House of M, where
yeah.
basically through her grief, which we kind of got through WandaVision also, she creates like this whole reality that suits her dreams, more or less,
Mm,
her wishes. And I think that even though WandaVision is over, and obviously in the trailers we've gotten glimpses of it, she's not given up on that.
yeah. Yeah. And what like one of the things is her fingers are black now. Like Agatha's were, which means she's using dark magic from the Darkhold, which is bad.
Which is bad, but also we get a glimpse of what looks to be Chthon, which is like a distant relative of Cthulhu, probably. I am speculating there, but in the comics, Chthon is a dark, chaotic entity that creates the Darkhold,
Hmm.
and we get a glimpse of it. So of
Yeah.
him, it, whatever.
We get a glimpse of a number of creatures
Yeah,
like in this movie or the trailer. Sorry.
yeah.
But yeah, I
Haven't
mean,
seen it yet.
no, we have not.
Including like gargantuan, uh,
Hmm.
which I don't know if they can technically wow, not to stutter, technically call him gargantuan because of rights issues. But it's the one-eyed monster with tentacles that we see in
The
just about
trailer.
every single trailer so far,
Yeah.
like throwing the bus and
Yeah.
chasing after America Chavez.
Hmm. Um, I mean, we see in the trailer, it is not uh a theory anymore. It is factual. Patrick Stewart has even came out and made comments about it. We see Professor Xavier as
In
part of the Illuminati. It's
in his
fucking
yellow encased
wheelchair.
hover wheelchair.
Yeah. This
Hmm.
is so fucking dope. I mean, and those of you who have maybe don't listen to our podcast. Professor Xavier is Professor X from the X-Men movies, and it's Patrick Stewart from those movies playing Professor
Yeah.
Xavier,
And
which is
we almost got in Days of Future Past, which is probably one of the best of the reboots, quote unquote.
is like
It's
the
my favorite. Yeah,
fixing things movie. Yeah,
fixing
X-Men
everything
movie.
that Bryan Singer fucked up for a long time. But the closest that we got to Professor X in his yellow hover wheelchair was just a hover wheelchair
Yeah.
in that movie. This,
Mhm.
there's actually footage of him in the yellow.
They still don't show his face. They just show the hovercraft, we'll
And
call
you
it.
kind of see from behind, so
Yeah.
you see that it's a bald headed man in
And he just
this
has
chair,
a
but it's
distinct
his
voice.
voice.
Yeah.
You can't mimic that
Nope.
just to fuck with people.
And he's even said like when everybody started speculating that that was him, Patrick Stewart himself, or Sir, I think is it Sir
Sir
Patrick
Patrick
Stewart?
Stewart. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's been knighted, motherfucker. Show your
Yeah.
respect.
He even said like I didn't think anybody would have been able to pick that up
To
just
notice.
based on
Yeah.
my voice. Yeah. So it is
Like,
him.
sir,
Yeah.
you were first Jean-Luc Picard,
Yeah.
and then Professor X. Like, people know your voice,
Yeah.
man. Like,
Also a legend in the nerd world now. He's
yeah.
a Trekkie. Come on.
Mm.
We're supposed to maybe potentially, who knows, get Reed Richards. Hopefully it's John Krasinski is the popular theory. That would be awesome. Hopefully he looks at the camera like this.
If you guys are confused, it means that you're not watching. Go subscribe to our YouTube and
Yeah.
also on Spotify. We now have video on Spotify. Solid plug. And then we also get
Title of your sex tape.
Oh, solid plug. Yeah, you're right. Solid plug 4. There's a few out there. We also get to see Wanda fighting Captain Marvel, but it's not our Captain Marvel. It very much looks like a Rambo. The speculation is it Maria or Monica Rambo?
We talked about it. I don't think it's going to be Monica. I think it's going to be because it's obviously like you. Well, I mean, like the movie would title suggests Multiverse of Madness. So it's like, what if Maria became Captain Marvel instead of
I've seen a lot of people
Carol.
say like, oh, it's Monica Rambeau, like as what's her?
I would be fucking happier if that was. I want to see Monica as Captain Marvel or a version of Captain Marvel, but I think they're saving that for.
We'll get Monica, in the Marvels.
Yeah. So I don't think that's who it's going to be.
We saw her get her powers in WandaVision.
Yeah.
I think that it's going to be Maria, partially because we also get to see Captain Carter, which means that they're already established as the Illuminati. There's silhouettes like Jake mentioned where it looks like it's supposed to be Reed Richards. Didn't actually see the face, but like the silhouette kind of has like the highlighted of where like the 4 symbol would be for the Fantastic Four. I think it's going to be Maria, like as if Maria was the one that took Marvel up for that fighter test pilot instead of Carol Danvers.
Yeah. Yeah.
We also get to see. Oh, sorry. What were you going to say?
No, go ahead. No, go.
I was going to say we also get to see glimpses of the Nightmare Realm, which is just sporadic and chaotic, but it also makes sense because a lot of the voiceovers for the trailers talk about like dreams and nightmares.
I mean, the opening couple sentences of the trailer is
even this
Doctor
trailer,
Strange like having having he's like, I keep having these dreams, and when I wake up, the nightmare begins.
Yeah.
So yeah,
We get to see zombie versions of
both Scarlet
Wanda
Witch and
and yeah,
let's start calling her Scarlet Witch. We got to get on that.
yeah,
I
Scarlet
know
Witch.
that they haven't been because of Fox is a fuck up and
Yeah,
ruined
WandaVision was
everything.
like the first chance that we got to
Yeah.
call it. Yeah, of Scarlet Witch, but also of Doctor Strange,
Mm-hmm.
which is pretty
Yeah.
awesome. Um, and we get a lot of America Chavez.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for this character to be a part of it. Um, we don't really know how important her role is going to be, but we
But
see
it's
her in just about
um,
every single
I was
trailer,
gonna say
in
like
almost every scene.
almost almost every shot of the trailer she's
Yeah.
in it. So
And what I really appreciate, mainly because they kind of retconned like Captain Marvel's powers. I mean, they've
mm,
retconned a lot of the powers throughout the MCU to make sense for like realism. I get it, and they've already retconned Miss Marvel's powers for the upcoming Miss Marvel
mm,
show. What I do appreciate is that when we've seen America Chavez like opening portals, because that's part of her powers, is that she can transverse the multiverse,
yeah.
verse and verse. Sorry, she can transverse the multiverse by opening portals. But in the comics, when she throws these portals, they are just big stars, like 5 pointed stars, and they show that in this trailer,
Yeah.
which is
She
exciting.
also wears that symbol on the back of her like jean
Jean jacket.
jacket. Yeah.
Based on her age, she probably bought it at Justice 2, which is, whatever. Baby Gap.
Yeah. A little bit
So
of news out of
fucking
the
excited.
just was it Dubai or who? What
Yeah,
what country?
not well. I mean, Dubai is like the main city in the United Arab Emirates, but a lot of Middle Eastern countries approached Disney and was like, "Hey, we're not going to show this movie unless you cut this scene."
Yeah.
Which, I mean, Disney's probably not going to do it, and they're still
They
going to do
better
it
not. They're not
just
going to do
fine.
it. They're not going to cut it.
I mean, we're not going to know because we don't live in a country that's going to censor it yet. Don't say gay. What? Sorry, didn't mean to get political there.
I was laughing
Didn't.
at you made it we're headed towards like a
Oh no, I was talking about the demise of democracy here,
yeah.
um, which is sadder. No, in the comics, America Chavez is very much a member of the LGBTQ uh, IA plus community.
Yeah.
In the comics, also, she has two moms who are obviously also LGBTQ because they're two mothers.
What?
The a handful like Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, and a couple other Middle Eastern countries have been like, Disney, if you don't cut this 2 minute scene where they mention the fact that America Chavez has two moms, like they, by the sounds of that, it means that they're not even diving into America Chavez's
Yeah.
sexuality. It's just
Yeah.
the fact that she has two moms.
Yeah. They're like
That
we're
that
not
they're
gonna
gonna
show
like
this film.
not gonna film or yeah, show the
Show the
film.
film.
Thank you. Yeah. I hope that Disney does not back down.
Disney's a
Also,
fucking powerhouse.
Walt Disney's grand niece
Oh yeah,
or
I read
niece
about that. Yeah,
is also transgender,
yeah.
which is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, don't back down.
They're not
You don't
gonna.
need to.
They're not going to. They're
The
not going
those
to.
countries that aren't going to show it, guess what? The people that live there are going to find a way to fucking see this film without
Yeah.
you.
And then probably the last thing about this real quick is Uh, Mordo from
Hmm.
the first Doctor Strange movie. If you guys have seen the first Doctor Strange movie, I hope you have. If you're listening to this podcast, the after credit scene
Did we
is
give a
him.
spoiler alert? I think we did.
We don't need to give a
Oh
spoiler
yeah,
alert.
it's
It's a
not out yet.
trailer.
That's right.
He Mordu basically is pissed that the ancient one was drawing power from the dark realm, and so he decides, hey, fuck this, I'm gonna like take this power back. And like the guy who Doctor Strange finds out, what's his name? Was it Don Phillips or
I don't remember the guy's name, but basically
yeah,
he was using
yeah.
the mystic
Instead,
arts that he learned to, instead of use magic, to just not be paralyzed anymore.
yeah, he was using magic to help himself rather than help the world.
Mm-hmm.
And so uh, Mordu goes back and takes that power from him.
Mordo.
Is that what I said? Mordo or
You're saying
Mordu?
Mordu, but whatever.
Yeah, do more do whatever.
Yeah.
Tomato, tomato. He takes the power back, crippling this guy and setting up his character for this movie, which he is now returning as one of the main villains, I assume. Along, yeah,
Yeah, and he's aware of the Illuminati
yeah.
from the trailers. I mean, he introduces Steven to the Illuminati. So my guess is that through his quest of like taking back people that are using the mystic arts for less than pure protective reasons,
Mhm.
found himself in the graces of the Illuminati.
But we'll see.
It's yeah, we'll see. We don't know. Is this the same Mordo that we know from the first film?
Who
It
knows?
seems like it would, but
Yeah,
we also don't know.
I haven't seen it.
We'll talk about
Next
it
time
next
you,
week, though.
yeah, I was like, next time you hear from us, we will know. It's a spicy trailer, and we'll
It's
just go into
spicy a meatball, but like not real meat, like vegan meat. You know.
yeah.
Tell us
Speaking of
about our
spice,
second sponsor.
speaking of spicy,
That's a good transition.
our second sponsor is Crybaby Craig's hot sauce. It's a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce that goes on practically anything. Listen up, we'll tell you more about it.
Hey, you nerds. Do you love spice? Supporting small businesses? What about enhancing the flavor of your favorite foods? If you said yes to any of those, our good friends over at Crybaby Craig's have the perfect solution for you. Crybaby Craig's is a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce that goes perfectly with your favorite foods, adding the perfect amount of spice and enhancing the flavor of everything it touches. Started in Minneapolis by Craig back in 2012, Crybaby Craig's has become a Minneapolis and Minnesota staple in the sauce world. So head over to crybabycraigs.com and order yours today.
All right, friends, we are going to talk about Moon Knight episode 5, which is really depressing because that means there's only one episode left.
Episode
But
5.
yeah, but this episode was also really depressing. It
And
was sad.
also, spoiler alert.
Oh yeah, spoiler alert. First
But
and
it is
foremost.
very sad. And also, even if you've watched it, just know that we will be talking about the things that happened. So we should also probably throw a trigger warning in because this is a very like mental health heavy episode.
Yeah. That's
So
a wild one.
those two things are there for you. We'll give
Yeah.
you a couple more seconds, pause, and then come back after you've watched it. Oh, that was for me.
I literally did the noise from Mario Kart to my fingers doing that. Like the beep, 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 beep.
It's a good timer. It really is.
Fuck, man, this episode is heavy, heavy. Not as action packed as I thought it was going to be, which
but
is fine.
also probably one of my favorite episodes of
Yeah,
of
it's
the
a
series.
heavy episode. Yeah. Well, you have a theory about, you know, Jakey.
Yeah, so we come back and the previously on preview
Put previously on.
previously on that leads up to it, and then the towerette, you know, hi,
Oh, we
the
picked up where we left off.
hippopotamus, hippopotamus.
Hippopotamus. Oh,
Oh,
we
but
love
then
you, Oscar.
this I don't even know if these shows can earn Oscars or Emmys. I mean, I would assume that they can because Apple TV just won an Oscar for Best Film.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Oscar Isaac deserves some sort of award for how well he has portrayed multiple characters.
Yeah. And not just like hey, I'm this guy and I'm also this guy, but like transitioning from one character to the other character has been fucking like
And
amazing. Like
how
holy
these
shit.
characters interact with each other on top of that. Just balls to the wall, great acting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I have heard people like complain about the fact that like, oh, he's talking to himself in a mirror and that's not how that works. Obviously, it's fucking television. They have to.
yeah,
You know,
and
like
it's really hard to capture as someone that does
yeah,
not have dissociative identity disorder. I can't really speak on it, but I'm pretty convinced that that's not how it actually works.
yeah.
But on camera, the way that he creates these different personalities and acts within the different personalities,
Yeah.
it's really really good.
It's really good acting. Like holy there I mean my girlfriend cried at you know, like I almost like there's a
I
couple
had to
parts I was
pause
like,
the
holy shit.
episode and
Yeah.
walk away for a couple of minutes to gather myself, not because the differences in personalities, but because of just like the mental health reactions to
No.
the stimulus. It's incredible
Yeah.
writing and acting, and this is coming from someone that is neurodivergent but does not have multiple personalities through dissociative identity disorder. DID did.
There's I mean I'm just I'm can we yeah,
Yeah,
anyway.
move on. Move
The,
on. Sorry, we spent a lot of time
basically
talking about nothing about the episode, just how
it's
great the acting and
yeah,
writing is.
we just yeah, we love Oscar Isaac. I
It's
mean, he's
incredible.
perfect, perfect. Uh, but the whole point of this episode is, uh, they have to balance their scales against a feather. That's like I'm gonna word this wrong, and I'm so sorry. Like an Egyptian like thing. They weigh your soul against a feather, and if
Yeah.
it doesn't balance, then you either go to the underworld or like hell, basically,
Yeah,
or you go
you're
to
destined to spend eternity in Duat,
Duat. Yeah,
or you
which
go
is
to the Field of Reeds,
yeah.
which is
And
similar to the
because
ancestral plane,
yeah,
heaven, Valhalla.
and because there's two of them, she could like she's like, "Are you guys twins?" And they're like, "Well, kind of, you know, like blah blah." She doesn't really know what to do with them because
Yeah,
technically they're one person, but they're two personalities in the same person. So
yeah.
she's like, "You guys gotta balance your scales before we get to, otherwise you guys are stuck here in
And
Duat. And
this is Towerette.
I'm sorry. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
I should have said
Uh,
that.
in the last episode, we called her Towerette. In the show, they reference her as Towerette, the goddess of birth and fertility,
Mm-hmm.
and helps guide souls to the afterlife.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, she's hilarious. The
She's pretty
actress that
funny.
like
Yeah.
voices her and the personality that they give her is great.
Yeah.
Anyways, you mentioned, sorry, this is a long way around. You mentioned my theory is that we get to see Oscar Isaac back in his like purgatory therapy session with Ethan Hawke as his therapist,
Harrow. Dr. Harrow.
Dr. Harrow in this aspect. And he's like clean cut. He looks very much like a psychiatrist that you would see like in late
More like
90s.
the rapist. I'm sorry, therapist. I meant therapist.
Therapist, yeah, absolutely. But Oscar Isaac's character is like bloodied, has like the tape over his nose, but now he's kind of speaking with a different accent than what we've seen so far. It's not British and it's not Midwestern like Mark Spector is. It's almost like New Jersey and New York, Brooklyn. Like he calls him doctor. Like you're not a real doctor. But also in the comics, that's Jake Lockley. He's a little bit more rugged, East Coast, constantly has a bandage over his face for his broken nose, for basically just to show that it's a different personality, I guess. I mean, you can only do so much when you're drawing the same face and
Right, yeah.
on paper.
He wears a hat, like a golf hat forward.
Yeah, in this we don't actually get that aspect of him, but like still the tape nose, the slang, I guess if you will, of an East Coast person. But it hasn't been confirmed that this is the Jake Lockley personality, but it makes sense for those who have read the comics.
Yeah. Oh, the big.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Were you done?
I was just gonna say that like it's a very small part, but the weight of this episode is on Mark and Steven.
Yeah, that's where I was. That's literally what I was about to say. The big thing in this episode is Mark and Steven's relationship. How we know that the mind is fractured. That obviously there's multiple personalities, and we get to figure out how and why that happened, and it is really depressing. It's sad.
But also it is very depressing.
Yeah, it's really good.
But for the fact that this is a 6-episode season that is talking about a character that has dissociative identity disorder, the fact that episode 5 is the true origin story of that split, not only is it very fitting and makes a lot of sense, but fuck, the way that they did this is it pulls at heartstrings. It's touching, it's loving, it's just fucking, not to sound like a simp, that's a Gen Z term, it's beautiful. It really is. I'm gonna punch you in the dick when I help you move in 2 weeks. No,
I mean,
but it really is. Okay. Sorry, my watch started talking to me.
We get to find out who is really who the actual is it Steven? Is it Mark? If you read the comics, you already know, but in the TV show, we find out that Mark Spector is the real uh,
The
person,
host.
the host. Yeah, and Steven is created because, again, spoiler alert, giant spoiler alert. Mark accidentally killed his little brother. It wasn't his fault, but his brother, they were exploring a cave. It was raining. The water started to rise. His little brother drowned. He made it out. His brother did not. His mom took this very, very poorly and started abusing the shit out of him mentally, physically. And he created Stephen Grant to take on that abuse.
Yeah.
Again, it's really fucking sad.
It's
like I didn't present it as bad as it is. Watching the episode, it was like, holy shit, dude, that's so
it's
depressing.
emotional.
Yeah.
And so Oscar Isaac's version of Steven, not the child version of it, is trying to like follow the memories through
Mm.
the duat, the purgatory.
Because Steven doesn't know what
Yeah.
happened.
And they even mention in the episode that when Steven learns that he's an alternate for the host, that is Mark Spector, the multiple personalities, he's like, I thought that I was the original.
Mm-hmm.
Because you see Steven like running through basically memories that he can just watch but can't interact with.
Yeah. And he doesn't remember any of them.
And he keeps like telling Mark, like, why are you remembering mom like this? Like,
Oh yeah, she didn't do that.
yeah, this
Yeah.
this isn't who she was. And then you see through these memory flashbacks slash
That she was the worst
she was
person ever.
terrible. But we get to see Mark create Steven
Mm-hmm.
because he knows that he's about to get beaten by his mom.
Yeah.
And you see his like first like blackout basically, and then Steven comes to
Yeah.
in place of it and starts like
Cleaning
his room because he's like, oh, mother's not gonna like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
some of the most.
I also
Give
like
this
that.
man a fucking Oscar.
I also love that when he finds out that he's not when he finds out that he was only created to like take the brunt of like physical like abuse and shit like that, he just straight up punches Mark in the face.
Yeah.
He's just like, wow, and he's like, ow, because Steven's kind of a wuss, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And then throughout the episode, we learn that the real reason was to preserve the memory of a loving, parental figure.
Mark was kind of protecting Steven in a way,
and Steven was also protecting Mark, which makes a lot of sense.
But it also backs up our after the first episode that we reviewed on our podcast. We had said that we think that Steven's mom is dead and Mark was protecting him from knowing that she was passed on, and we're right.
And,
we were right.
I mean, not to brag, but yeah. We're the best. You should only listen to us. But we get to see one of the memories that they like show but don't dive into at first, and then later in the episode they come like back to it.
Is probably one of the most emotional scenes in the
absolutely. And it also shows Steven's true purpose as an alternate. But it's after his mom passes away. Mark's mom, their mom,
Mm-hmm.
passes away. And they are Jewish. And so they do what is called Shiva.
Shiva.
I not Jewish, so I don't know if you like over enunciate the I or not. Um, but it's a Shiva, and it's. I'm just trying to cover my bases here, um, and it's the the tradition is it's like a week long tradition of honoring the dead. You know, it's like kind of
It's like
like
a it's like a wake.
the wake, funeral, after funeral, like mourning, all of that's over the course of time.
Get there
Yeah,
faster.
I'm trying.
Get
And Mark doesn't go to it because like his mother was terrible to him.
Well, he like goes, but he doesn't go in.
He stands outside of his childhood home, their brownstone.
His dad sees him and is like, "Come inside," and he's like, "Nah."
No. And he starts walking away and he just breaks down emotionally.
Yeah.
And this takes place about 2 months.
And Steven is watching this happen.
Yeah.
Like from like, outside looking in, he's like seeing this go down.
Right.
Yeah.
But the actual like incident of Mark and Steven's mother passing away and the Shiva happening is about 2 months prior to the show. Mm-hmm. And that's why there's no longer like a clean dissociative.
Well, he says aspect. Mark even tells him like after there's like a really emotional like breakdown where Mark
cries in the middle of the street, throws his yarmulke down.
Yeah, starts smashing it into the ground. And then you see him like turn into Steven, and then Steven's like, What am I? Was that good? Was that a good accent?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Asking for a friend.
I mean, about as good as the Stephen Grant's.
And he's like, I'm
accent.
Absolutely buggered. Mom, you're not gonna believe this. I'm lost again. Like
yeah.
And
he picks up his phone, and you can clearly see, even in the shot, that like the phone is still like on lock screen. So like he's just like talking to his phone.
Yeah, but the important thing is that Mark tells Steven that this is the moment that our minds started meshing together. Like, yeah. So
this is where life got chaotic for us, basically. Is where we can't separate.
Sorry.
No, it sounded really refreshing. And that's the moment that really kind of creates the tension that starts the show.
Yeah.
But what is so good about that scene is it's Oscar Isaac acting to himself.
I said that while I was watching it with Nicole. I was like, this would be like the hardest fucking like thing to do is just acting but interacting with yourself from like different perspectives like in the same scene, because like while acting you're there's probably like a stand-in, so that like
for like eye contacts and cameras and stuff like that.
Yeah, and like timing and stuff like of the sentences and stuff like that. But like, and then having to like switch personalities, accents, and then act out the other side of that in reference to yourself. Like,
yeah,
I haven't seen it since Lindsay Lohan in Parent Trap. I mean, what the hell?
and that was the Parent Trap. So like not that deep of like emotional connections in the grand scheme of things. You just watch Lindsay Lohan.
Are you kidding me?
Kind of pierce her ears.
She had a British accent on one side and
Oh
she
my
had an
God!
American accent on the other.
Is she
It
Moon Knight?
literally, she
It's the same
is.
show.
It's
It's the same thing.
Where's
No.
Dennis Quaid?
Oh, I'm so mad that you. As we were starting to touch on something so deep, and
We
you made
gotta
it
keep it funny, dude.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna
So...
say, and then you made it so funny. But
we're not trying to depress our listeners.
In this scene, we get to see Steven, who is an alternate to Mark, interact with Mark and be like, "You were just a kid.
Yeah, you didn't kill your brother.
This was not your fault. It was an accident. You have to stop." And the way that Mark reacts, oh my fucking God. Like, I don't have DID. I have anxiety. Very, very different. But, like, that shit tore me up. Like, it was so well done.
Mm-hmm. At this moment, the ship, they're on like a giant boat right now. I don't know. We didn't mention that, but
they're on a boat that is balancing the scales. We mentioned the scales, but like, no, it's a ship that's traversing Duat to get to the field of reeds.
Yeah, and it shifts, and they feel it, and they're both like, "Whoa, what was that?" So they like run outside and.
Sorry. We have to keep it light, right?
Yeah. And then the kind of an action sequence of is basically
Towerette, yes.
Is like, man, you guys' scales didn't balance. Unfortunately, y'all are fucked.
Yeah, you're gonna be cast into Duat forever as sand
and like
people.
All of the people that
sorry, I had to.
All of the people that Mark had basically killed start climbing onto the ship and are going to drag Steven and Mark.
Oh, what? I don't want to spend a lot of time on it because, like, if you read the comics, you know, we did get the original, like, Mark turning into Moon Knight scene.
Oh, fuck. Oh, my God.
I know, we skipped over it, but
we see when Khonshu takes over Mark Spector. Yeah.
We've talked about it in the episodes prior to this as speculation because that's what happens in the comics.
Yeah.
Same thing.
We're dumb. That was huge.
I know.
How did we miss that?
But if you're just tuning in for the first time, go back and listen to the couple past episodes because we did talk about this as speculation. It's confirmed. It's
confirmed.
It's
confirmed.
It's confirmation and confirmed. Just straight confirmed and current formation.
Yeah.
Anyways, these sand people start climbing onto the boat
and they're trying to drag Mark down, and Mark is being kind of protective of Steven, and he's like, I got this. Like he's got his arm like back.
They're trying to hide. Take them both because both their souls are being weighed. But yes,
he puts up a fight for a little bit, and then is about to get like thrown off the boat, and Steven's like, "You can do this, Mark. I believe in you." And he's like, "Wait a second. If you can do it, so can I. We're the same person." And he fucking throws down, man. We finally get to see Steven like
kicking ass.
Yeah,
as more than just
taking ass and kicking names and taking ass.
Yeah, that's right. Because that's literally the next line from Infinity War.
Yeah, I know.
What exactly is it that they do? Take ass and kick names, or kick names and take ass. Yeah, that's right.
Tony Stark's face is just like,
just get over here. I'm gonna break it down for you. Hey, Flash Gordon. First of all, that's a compliment. Second of all,
Your plan sucks. Let's go with
I'm
my
half
plan.
human. You're whole human. So 100% of your plan is 50% mine, which means that whatever. I'm butchering the line.
Yep.
Anyways, yep,
Anyways,
100% butchered that. But Steven kicks ass.
and then eventually, unfortunately,
Steven like sacrifices himself
to save Mark,
Mark.
which is technically what Mark had created him to do. And so we get to see that physically instead of mentally. He sacrifices himself to save Mark and ends up in the sand as the boat's pulling away, and they're like screaming for each other. It's sad.
It's emotional. I teared up. I did not fully weep, but I did tear up. I'm not gonna lie.
I think it's this episode that the takeaway from this episode for me was that the whole series so far or show so far has been both of them mad at each other for taking over the body, doing whatever, and they bitch at each other like, "I don't need you," blah blah. This is the first episode where they acknowledge that they actually need each other, and why they need each other. We know now because, you know, because of the episode. But
and
yeah,
I mean, at the end of the last episode where they embrace each other, like makes sense.
yeah.
But like you said, they've been kind of fighting against each other. It even says in this episode, Steven's like, I always thought I was the original.
Mm-hmm.
But it turns out that they acknowledge their need for each other. And And
then Steven dies. He dies. He turns into dust
he turns into
stone.
like sandstone. We'll see how this plays out.
And like the ending scene is Mark
in the field
of reeds. Yeah, he's in the afterlife.
And fuck.
Good show. I love this show. This might be one. I think I thought I was gonna hate WandaVision, or not hate it, but I thought it was gonna like not be that. What so far has been my favorite until now. Now this is my favorite.
That's how I thought about most of the shows. I agree. The show that I went into being like, I'm so excited for, was Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
It was kind of meh.
I fucking love that show, but it might be out of the Disney Plus MCU shows. That and Loki very well might be my two bottom of the shows.
Loki was so good.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not talking shit about.
Yeah,
they're not good. They are so good, but
I really wanted
show.
WandaVision.
I mean, what if we talk shit about that show for the first like few episodes, and then it started to like tie together, and we're like,
and now it's gonna like tie into fucking Doctor Strange.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's Disney knows what they're doing.
Okay, I lied. As much as I love Haley Steinfeld and Jeremy Renner, I think Hawkeye might be at the bottom of the barrel.
Really? I fucking loved Hawkeye.
I did too. I still not talking shit. I'm not happy about how they did Kingpin, but the rest of the show was fantastic. All the other shows have been amazing.
I think Falcon and the Winter Soldier is. I enjoyed it. I loved it. I do. I stand by that. But I think it's probably the bottom. Bottom of the. Yeah, that one.
I think that and Hawkeye are.
Loki was really up there for me.
Now that we're talking about it, I'm like remembering Loki. I'm like, no, that shit was bomb.
That shit was so good.
All these shows have been so good.
We're way off topic. Sorry, guys.
Absolutely. There's no end credit scene for this episode.
This is why we do this. We literally love this shit.
Like we don't hate any of these shows that we just referenced. No. They're all so good. Anyways, Yeah. Fuck. Let's go ahead and. You want to go ahead and close out this
You
episode?
no, you do it. You do it.
Yeah,
You
we're
do it.
gonna go ahead and close out this episode.
But before we do want to mention before we close out, the CinemaCon happened recently, and a couple of things came out of there in the nerd realm. One of the exciting things is that the Batman, with starring Robert Pattinson, written and directed by Matt Reeves, is renewed for a sequel. One of the more depressing
Yes.
things is Venom 3 also got greenlit.
No.
So, yeah. the first one was like okay at best. The second one was like inhaling a lit on fire used diaper.
I was gonna say diaper. I thought you were gonna say condom, and I was gonna be like diaper.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I
it's not
imagine the
great.
third one, I don't know the descriptive words we're gonna use for how shitty of a movie it fucking is.
We also
But
got
it's gonna be bad.
that they're gonna do an El Muerta film, which it's basically Nacho Libre, but for Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, I read that.
Yeah,
Oh, we
yeah,
didn't talk about that. I did read that. Yeah.
yeah. It's
Who's doing it?
who's gonna be a part of it?
No,
I,
who's making the
oh,
movie?
Sony. So it's gonna
Oh,
be
it's gonna be garbage. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
It's just Morbius, but for like Nacho Libre.
yeah. Not excited about anything Sony's doing other than Spider-Verse movies.
Yeah, but we did get the official title for Into the Spider-Verse Part 3, which is
Yeah.
now Beyond the
The
Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse, yeah.
Because the first one was
Into the
Spider-Verse,
Spider-Verse,
second
across
one,
the Spider-Verse,
Beyond
beyond
the
the
Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse. Huh.
That's the only thing.
Here's the thing. The first movie was good. It was so fucking good. I loved it. Sony, I will kick you in the fucking nuts if you drop the ball on these other two movies.
All of the nuts.
Yeah.
Because clearly there's more than two, and that's why you think you can make great movies.
Yeah.
Everything outside of the Spider-Verse, I don't give a shit. Just
what's the other one? Madam Web.
This up. Yeah, Madam Web. Oh my god. And there's
Craven.
Craven. Oh my god. He wears a white tuxedo t-shirt and some
slacks.
But
he's barefoot, so it makes sense, you know.
Oh, yeah, like no.
I wear like business casual, but I don't wear shoes. That's what makes me Craven the Hunter.
Oh, I'm so comic accurate.
Jesus fucking
fucked.
Criminy.
Sorry, did not mean to yell into the microphone right there.
No, but I'm glad you did.
Okay, there was a lot that came out at CinemaCon. There was also some very petty controversy. We're not going to get into it. Just look it up about Olivia Munn.
Nope, Olivia Wilde.
Olivia Wilde. That's not Olivia Munn?
Olivia Munn is Psylocke in...
yeah. Oh, X-Men. Yeah, you're right. Different actresses. Just look it up. Petty. I guarantee if you Google petty celebrities 2022, it'll be Amber Heard and then this.
Yeah.
That's it. Anyways, I'm just going to say, with that being said, because it made me think about something that made me want to drink, so I'm just going to do it so that we all drink. We have a lot of exciting interviews coming up. We're not going to name drop yet because we don't have official dates.
We have one official date, don't we?
It's not 100% confirmed, but we have some awesome
big
guests coming up. Also, we have our next live stream coming up. We don't have an official date for that yet, but we are going to be doing It's actually the season 16. We've been saying season 15. So season 16 of the Hot Ones Challenge. We'll post more details on that soon. Also, if you guys like what we're doing, if you guys appreciate it, yes, please. All the monies.
Mom,
but
if you're listening...
She did not make it this far. It's fine. You'll have to talk to her
about it. She heard me
it.
say fuck once, and she was like, I'm out.
Yeah. You'll have to talk to her outside of the podcast.
Yeah.
If you guys appreciate what we're doing, and, I mean, we're going to do this either way. We love it.
Yeah.
But we do have our Patreon page where you can get some exclusive merch and all of that. It's out there.
Let me just...
There's different options.
Here's the thing. If you help us, if you're already listening and we're doing stuff that you like, if you help us out, we're going to be able to do it better. Like, we're getting bigger. Like, I mean, again, we're not name dropping anybody yet, but we're getting bigger, like really important, like, stars, kind of, like, I don't on the show. Like, we can do more that we're able to, like, fund what we're doing. It's
the money. If you
give us your money,
if you choose to give us your money, the money that you give us does not go into our pockets.
Nope, never has, never will.
Never has, never will. It'll pay for the podcast. It'll pay for getting better guests, better content, paying our producer.
Yeah.
All those things.
We love you, Alan. Alan! But we do not pay our producer right now. It's really mean.
He loves us, though. So, he's okay with it for now. But seriously, I mean, contributing what you can, whether it's through the podcast, through our Patreon, through our web store, anything.
Help a couple brothers out. Yeah.
It makes the podcast that much better.
Yeah. We're gonna this is gonna get we're getting bigger. I mean, this is gonna be...
Yeah, Extends works, and so does Viagra. I mean, it's been way more than 4 hours, and I have not talked to a doctor. No. I really hope you heard those thuds. Anyways.
We gotta go.
We love you guys. Thank you for sticking around for as long as you have.
Yeah.
And we can't wait to give you more. And stay tuned on all of our social medias in the next coming weeks. There's a lot coming. This has been the All Things Nerd Podcast.